everyone, welcome to my kitchen. I'm Christine. Today we're going to make egg pasta with tomato butter sauce. Pasta is actually invented by Chinese people. It was introduced to Italy in the 13th century by Marco Polo. Nowadays, there are over 600 different types of pasta all across Italy. Every little town has their own special recipe and way of making pasta. The pasta we're going to make today is from the Emilia-Romagna region in northern Italy. It is super delicious and very easy to make. If you have little kids at home, there will be a lot of fun to make with them. Now let's get started. The egg pasta we're going to make today only need 2 ingredients, flour and eggs. Pasta doesn't like to be cold, so the eggs have been already returned to room temperature. First of all, let's get all of this flour onto my cutting board. At the beginning, we're going to use a little bit more flour than we actually need. So I'm going to make it like a volcano. Pile all the flour up and make a well in the middle. Push it away. You want to make it big enough for you to hold all of the eggs. To make sure the wall of the flour are even thickness and height. Break our eggs directly into the well. All you need is a fork just to break it apart. Gradually incorporate the flour into the eggs to take a little bit of the flour from the side. And mix it in, little by little. It's no longer running, but now we're going to take off some of the flour and set it apart. We have more flour than we need. At the beginning, you want to make the wall of the flour thick enough to make sure the egg is not going to run all over the place. I'm going to take all of the egg mixture from the fork. Just use your hand, we can mix them together. So the way to tell that the dough is ready is the dough is no longer sticky. Not just from the outside, but also from the inside. If we take it apart, when you touch the dough, it should feel very moist, but no longer sticky to your hand. If it feels sticky, you can put a little bit more of the flour on top and knead it in. Bench scraper to take the dry flour on the side. Let's do another test. You break it apart and feel it. Moist, no longer stick to my hand. I'm going to wrap it up to avoid it to become dry. Now I'm going to clean up my station, wash my hands to clean up all of those dry bits on my hands because I don't want them to knead into the dough. Now we can start to knead the dough. I've still reserved some clean flour here. If you feel the dough still a little bit sticky, you can still adding a little bit of the flour. Everyone has their own way of kneading dough, so you just use your preferred way of kneading dough. So all we want to do is to make the dough homogeneous and very smooth. So if you have the right egg and flour ratio, it will probably only take like a couple of minutes. So if you feel like your dough is a little bit of the dry, you can wet your hands. That will help to make the dough get like a little bit smoother and softer. Right now the dough already feels very smooth, so now it's ready. So I'm going to wrap it up. Now let's have our dough rest at room temperature for at least 20 minutes. You can also let it rest for a few hours, but don't go over 24 hours and don't put it into the fridge because that will easily dry your dough out. Now when our dough is resting, we can start to make our tomato butter sauce. On tomato, I have roughly chopped them. The onion, you only need to peel it and cut it into half. 5 tablespoons of butter. 1.5 teaspoons of sea salt. So I'm going to turn on the heat on medium-high and bring it to a boil. Now the butter has melted and the tomato sauce is bubbling up. Now I'm going to turn down the heat and let it simmer for about 45 minutes to an hour. Make sure you don't put on the lid and let it reduce until it's thickening up. Pasta dough has been rested for an hour. Now we're ready to roll and cut the dough. So today we're going to use a hand cracker to cut and roll the pasta. If you have a KitchenAid mixer at home, you can also use the pasta roller and cutting attachment. I'm going to attach it. So the dough feels like maybe a little bit wet at this stage because all of the moisture has been coming out from the inside to the outside. Roll the dough like a few times just to evenly distribute the moisture again. The dough at this stage is super soft. Cut the dough into 4 portions. Not to have it dry out, cover the rest of the dough still with the plastic wrap for now. Flatten it out. First of all, we're going to use the hand roller. So there's a scale here from number 0 to 9. The smaller the number, the thicker the dough that can pass through the machine. So we're going to start from the scale number 0. 3-fold, like a business ladder. To flatten it out a little bit and make the folding side perpendicular to the roller. Fold it again, and again the folding side perpendicular to the roller. One more. To move on to the second piece. Move on to number 1. Alternate the 2 pieces of dough from now on. Just pass it through one time. We're going to move ahead 1 number every time. Now we have all the way goes to number 7 here. The next 2 dough, I'm going to use the KitchenAid mixer attachment. Make a 3-fold, like a business ladder. The folding side perpendicular to the roller. Fold it again, folding side perpendicular to the roller. Second dough. Alternate these 2 dough again, 1 number bigger every time. All the way roll them up to number 6 to cut them into half. Air dry. Make sure they're not going to stick it up when we cut it. Depending on your environment, probably takes about 10 to 25 minutes. Flip them once in a while, so make sure they're drying pretty even on both sides. Pasta has been air dried for about 15 minutes. Now they feel like leather, but they're still very flexible and they're not going to break. They're ready for cut. So today I'm going to make fettuccine and spaghetti. So I'm going to use this hand cracker to make fettuccine. And I'm going to use the KitchenAid mixer with cutter attachment to do spaghetti. So we're first using the hand cracker to do fettuccine. So I'm going to make them like a nest. Now we're going to make the spaghetti. Now we're ready to cook our pasta. Today we're going to cook fettuccine. But before we cook pasta, our tomato sauce is ready. Sauce can wait for pasta, but not the other way around. So our tomato sauce is being cooked for about an hour. Juice has been all reduced. Onions has also been caramelized. The taste of this sauce is really sweet and creamy. Very nice. The water is starting to boil. A lot of water to cook your pasta, so the pasta won't stick. Here we have about 4 liters or quarts of water. I'm going to add about 2 tablespoons of salt. Increase the boiling point a little bit so our pasta will cook faster. and also that it will season our pasta. Pasta will have more flavor, it won't be bland. Adding the fettuccine to the water. Give it a quick stir. Cover the lid for about a minute to bring it back to boil. Boiling again. Probably only about 2 to 3 minutes to cook the pasta. The best way to test if the pasta is ready is to taste one. Another 30 seconds, it should be ready. Taste one more. Now I think it's ready. I'm going to turn off the heat. The pasta now is al dente, which means it's not crunchy anymore. It's been cooked, but it's also not mushy. Quickly take it out to the strainer. Get out all of the excess water. So you never wanted to use cold water to rinse your pasta because it has the coating starch, which will help to stick the sauce later on. The sauce, you don't want it to add too much, but just enough to coat all the pasta. Okay. Quickly toss it like a salad. It's good. And they're ready for plating. We have about 2 servings here. Grate some Parmesan cheese. Sprinkle a little bit of the fresh parsley that have been minced finely to give it a little bit of the greenness and also boost the flavor. Ta-da! Our parsley is done. Let's taste our pasta. Stir it a little bit. Creaminess from the tomato butter sauce. It's sweet and it's creamy, and the pasta is cooked to perfect, al dente. Also, we have a little bit hint of the Parmesan cheese. It's so good. You have to taste it. I hope you will all give it a try. If you have any questions, just leave me a comment. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bon appetit! Hello, I'm Christy. If you like my videos, please do remember to subscribe to my YouTube channel. I would love to see more of your likes, support, and comments. See you next time!